we're looking at this area that's back over here, I don't want to say there could be a quick spin up because that's a little exaggerative, but as far as if we were to see maybe some stronger winds and just kind of two different angles going against each other here, that's where you could start to see some turbulence within the sky here. Fortunately, we don't see anything that's, Hey, Ron, I will start to note as far as this little blob of green that's just to the south of Kirk here and to the north of Collierville. This is getting my attention here just a little bit as far as...
That's what I was, I was going to touch on that as well. I'm going to let you do it. I was checking out what National Weather Service is saying really quickly.
No worries. Yeah, you're good, man.
All right.
So when you start to see these areas that pop up here that are in blue, just to the south of Kirk, that is an indication that maybe there's at least something in the air. Not necessarily debris, but it could be just almost little hailstones that are possible, just inanimate objects, say like a twig or a branch or something like that. Doesn't mean that there's a tornado on the ground, but we are monitoring that specific spot right now. And this is northeast of Collierville and just east, and I mean just east of Highway 269. We take a little bit closer of a look right now. The area that is this white line here, pretty much right in the middle of your screen, that is 269 that we are keeping an eye on right now. And this area is just to the east here. So if you're in Kirk, let's see, we have Raleigh-LaGrange Road, around Kirk Road, over towards Join Way, over into Elba too. Chulahoma Road and Fisherville Road. Some of these areas, this is where you could be seeing some of your stronger winds right now with this given storm. And it looks like, Ron, I have a feeling you're about to say this too, with this cluster of showers and storms, there's a little bit of an outflow boundary just ahead of this. That might be where we start to see a little bit of turbulence.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're absolutely right. And when Eric talks about an outflow boundary, as a matter of fact, can we let me just put your map behind me because I'm going to draw on this quickly.
You want me to zoom it out a touch?
No, stay right there. Okay. Because there's so much moisture coming down, all right? So much rain coming down from the upper levels of the atmosphere, so it brings this column of air with it, and when it hits the ground it just kind of spreads out, and then those winds can continue to spread out in advance of that main column of rain, giving a little uplift just outside to allow some additional showers and possibly even thunderstorms to develop. So we do want to watch this very closely over the coming minutes. But right now, that one severe thunderstorm warning is going to remain for about another 5 minutes. Not getting any word from the Weather Service as to whether or not they're going to extend that or not. But there's still a lot of lightning in there. Check that out. We don't issue severe thunderstorm warnings on lightning, but the lightning has upticked to 151 strikes. Yeah.
I actually just got a report from the National Weather Service for their preliminary ratings here for a couple of those tornadoes from yesterday over in Selmer and Bay and Lake City. Do you want to talk about those right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so over in Bay and Lake City, this is into northeast or eastern portions of Craighead County, just to the east of Jonesboro. The preliminary rating is an EF3 with peak wind gust at 150 miles per hour. And keep in mind, this is a preliminary report. It's not necessarily set in stone. Over into Selmer, and this was one that Chief Meteorologist Ron Childers and myself, we are keeping a close eye on this as this did approach Selmer here early this morning.
That was the most ominous cell for our coverage area that we saw yesterday.
And that is coming in as an EF3 with 160 mile per hour winds as far as the preliminary data or the preliminary findings that they found here. So that Selmer storm, with respect to what the National Weather Service found, was actually stronger than the Bay and Lake City tornado.
Wow. Well, you, Patrick, and I were talking about how that area was just pummeled with one supercell after another. And what was the total supercells that came through there? 4 or 5?
Yeah.
I do believe.
I believe
one right
after
5. The other. It was the first one that did the damage to Selmer. And then successive storms followed along that same track. There was a little boundary that was set up right there. And so these storms were developing back here and then just kind of moving off to the east-northeast. But yes, Selmer took a direct hit from a tornado last night. There's extensive damage in that area. We do have reports of fatalities as a result of the storms from last night. Today, dealing with storms as well, but right now, fortunately, it is just rain with thunder and lightning. But I can guarantee you there are a whole lot of people in this area right here with storm anxiety today, and another enhanced risk and another first alert weather day for the entire Action News 5 coverage area. And Selmer, under the tornado watch again today. That's going to remain until 10 o'clock tonight. That was issued right around 1 o'clock this afternoon. Memphis and Shelby County included in it as well. So we want everybody to keep their guard up and just stay weather aware. Make sure you have multiple ways to get warnings. The First Alert Weather app being the first and foremost. You can download that to your smartphone or tablet. It's free for Apple and Android products, and all you got to do is go to your app store and just search WMC. You'll find it right there, or scan that QR code. We made it easy for you. So scan the QR code right there, right now, and you can get the First Alert Weather app. So any additional warnings that are issued, you get your First Alert right there on your phone or your tablet. Also, the weather radio, make sure you've got it plugged in and turned on and the volume up. Eric, what do you have for us?
So National Weather Service saying that they're going to allow the warning to expire here at 2:45 here. So now we have about a minute, let's call it a minute and a half left before this is set to expire. So good news there as far as that severe thunderstorm warning is concerned. But Ron, at least over the next, really until we get our next warning here, I think that focus is going to start to turn towards that flash flooding threat here, especially since we do have that considerable tag here around, and that includes Shelby County and really a lot of the heart of the Mid-South here as far as the population centers are concerned.
Absolutely. And look, while we still have some sunlight in the area, even though it is raining for most areas, I want you to take some time and clear the drains around your property. If you've got a street drain in your front yard, make sure it is free of debris, that water can flow freely. We're going to need to move all of this water, and a lot of it's going to be coming down through the remainder of the day into the overnight hours. We'll see some scattered activity tomorrow, but still could see some very heavy rainfall with individual cells that develop. And we're going to get another big push coming through on Saturday as this system finally makes a push to the east, and we'll move on out by early Sunday morning. We're going to talk more about that coming up on Action News 5 now at 3:30, and of course a Better Memphis at 4 and 4:30. And Eric and I will be along at 5 and 6 this evening to talk more about what is occurring, what is coming our way, and to give you a first alert on these next two rounds that are coming right now. But in the meantime, tornado watch remains until 10 o'clock for Memphis, Shelby County, points along and south of the 40 corridor. You are under a tornado watch right now. Still have the severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to go for about another minute. But right now, it looks like it is just a heavy rainmaker. It is loud, that's for sure. There's still a lot of lightning in there, and there goes the warning. It is over 114 strikes of lightning in it, but we still have the flood warning that's going to remain for Fayette, Hardeman, Haywood, Madison. That's going to go until 7:30, and you can expect to see additional flood warnings issued as the afternoon goes on. As a matter of fact, another one just came up. Did you see that just as I clicked on that? So now we've got Crittenden, DeSoto, Marshall, and Shelby County. Considerable flood warning until 5:15 this afternoon. If you don't have to get out, I encourage you to stay home and just ride these storms out as they move on through. But if you do have to get out, allow extra time, use caution, and if you come to a flooded street or road, we always say, turn around, don't drown. You don't want to find yourself in trouble, and you can do that quickly in an environment like this. Eric, before we sign off, with the warning gone now, any final thoughts?
So keeping an eye on one storm that is in northeastern Phillips County near Helena, West Helena. That's moving off to the northeast here. If you are over not only in the county of Tunica, but the city of Tunica, this is headed in your direction. Fortunately, it is not severe right now, but it is one that we certainly will be keeping it on here because there is at least some broad rotation embedded here. But to recap, as far as the tornadoes that we did see yesterday, a pair of them over into Selmer, as well as Bay and Lake City, Arkansas here. The preliminary notes on that are that they are both EF3 tornadoes with 160 mile per hour winds for the Selmer tornado and 150 mile per hour winds for the Bay and Lake City tornado in eastern Craighead County here. And Ron, worthwhile to note that the Selmer rating here, in order to be an EF4, you need those winds to be, I believe it's 170 miles per hour. So it was a very strong EF3 at that.
Yeah, it was close,
Yeah.
close indeed, and a lot of damage in that area. So coming up today on Action News 5, we'll have complete reports from all the areas that were hit. We'll talk more about what's coming our way tonight and look ahead to the end of the week and the weekend. We'll have your First alert starting at 4:30, so stay with Action News 5. And again, remember, it is a first alert weather day for the entire Action News 5 coverage area. For meteorologist Eric Brill, I'm meteorologist Ron Childers. We'll see you again at 3:30, hopefully not before.